Group 7, and we're presenting on CO2 emissions calculator. So this is like a practical tool for emitting full-base carbon outputs and what we made and why we made it. Okay, so that's what we are going to delve into. And we didn't set out to do this. We just wanted to do something very useful, and our goal was to build a simple app that helps people estimate how much carbon dioxide is released when they are used, like when they use this for different, which is the coal, residual fuel, kerosene, LPG. Yes. So when they use this for different types of fuel, well, that's what I said earlier, and it was meant to be very straightforward and accessible. So the app runs in Excel and uses VBA to do the heavy lifting. So this is how the app works. You just have to pick a call from like a drop down menu. So like you come to the calculator this way, yes. Then you come to so you enter the amount of fuel you want to use. So you select the fuel you want to use. So if I want to use like coal, I'm using coal for yeah, so I'm using coal and I'm taking a quantity of like 135. Exactly. So you just press the solve button. So you just hit it up and the app calculates the CO2 equivalent in kilograms. So that's in kilograms. So looking at it, the core type is coal and the quantity was 135 with CO2 result to be 326.70 kg per kilogram. And it's a small utility, but it turns an abstract concept, so carbon emissions, into something you can actually measure. That shifts from like big concerns, like concrete data, um, minds. We hope and nudge people toward like more thoughtful decisions. And so now let's look at like the code and what it does. So, a user form was basically used to build it up, and the user form consists of like two frames, one that contains the inputs and other the outputs. So the input frame contains like two labels, namely the full type and the quantity, as we can see here. And the output, on the other hand, houses the CO2 results label and in this text box. So we have three command buttons: where please, my place beneath, which is the solve, reset, and the close. So when we use like so this more like the code part of it. And so we are going to look at like so these are just all like the logics behind it. Which was used in the VBA. So let's look at how to use the reset since we know how to use the solve. So we will learn how to use the reset and the close. Okay, so we are done with this. To make the app easy to use, we added like buttons clear for like the phone or close, which are the reset and the close buttons. So if I want to close this, yeah, I can reset to go back to everything. And if I want to close, I just close and everything vanishes. I don't need to go to like the close button. Just need to go to the close button. You don't need to go to the cross button at the top area, which we can see when we press the side. So which is this side. You don't need to press the side, you just need to press the close button and you are good to go. Yeah. So let's look at what we can do next with it. And for what motivated us, this project grew out of like a shared interest in environmental data and a bit of frustration with how inaccessible it can be. So we wanted to do something that's like didn't require any strong background in science or coding, just a basic understanding of what flow we use fuel for and a curiosity about its impact. So we deliberately kept like interactions to its barest minimum. And this led us to focus more on like clear instructions, immediate feedback, and gentle error messages when something goes wrong. For now, we are very happy with what we have done and what we have been able to build. It's not perfect, but at least a step toward making carbon data more understandable and maybe even a little more actionable since the world is currently looking at ways to reduce carbon emissions. And I think this was a great initiative. Yeah, and we look forward to like make great impacts to the society. Yeah, this is group 7 and thank you.